Welcome to another Fast Tip video brought to you by windowslearningzone.com. I am your instructor, Richard Rost. In today's video, I'm going to show you how you can have your computer automatically log into Windows when the system starts without a password. And I'm going to show you for Windows 10 and 11. Now, why would you possibly want to do this? Well, I'll explain why in a minute. Today's question comes from Isaac in Lansing, Michigan, one of my gold members. Isaac says, I use Microsoft Access as an email server. I took your Access email seminar, and my database sends emails throughout the day, pulls data from my website, and so on. It needs to be running 24/7. When my PC restarts for any reason, the server will be sitting at the logon screen and doesn't run its processes. How can I have Windows automatically log on by itself and start my database? Now, for those of you who don't know me well, most of what I do is Microsoft Access training. Access is a database application. It's very powerful. It's like Excel on steroids. And you can use it for all kinds of things. And one of those things is you can use it to send email. So you got a whole bunch of emails you want to send out to all your customers. You can have your Access database sit there running on a loop. You got 30,000 emails to send out. It'll send out one every minute or two. And then it runs through the entire list, and it runs constantly. That's what I have in my office. I've been using it for years, and I love it. Now, the issue here is that PC has to be running all the time. And if the power goes out, or if Windows installs an update and reboots, it's going to be sitting at the logon prompt. So what I've got in my office, I have a version of Access running on a Windows 10 PC sitting on a laptop in the corner, and it just handles all those server functions like sending out email, pulling down email signups from my website, all that stuff. And I've got mine programmed so that when it reboots, which I have it do once an hour, just to keep things running good, it automatically logs into Windows, and then it locks itself. And I'm going to show you how to do all that right now. Now, a little bit of a warning. If you do this, anyone who has physical access to your computer will be able to get into anything on it. So whatever files are on that computer, if someone gets behind that keyboard, they'll have access to it. So make sure your PC is kept in a secured location. Me, I run my business from home. So it's just me, my fiance, and my dogs. And I trust my fiance and my dogs. Well, they haven't learned how to use a computer yet, so I'm not worried about it. If someone physically breaks into my house and takes my laptop, yeah, they'll be able to get into it. Okay, just make sure everything is backed up, and you should be okay. If you've got sensitive data on your computer, well, you might want to consider using a database server, for example, because Access by itself is not 100% secure. But make sure you keep your computer in a locked location, an office or a locked cabinet or something. Okay, if you got Windows 10, these are the steps that you have to do to set up the automatic logon. If you have Windows 11, there's one more thing you have to do first, and then after you do this, you can do the Windows 10 stuff. So I'm going to show you the Windows 11 thing first, and then we'll walk through the Windows 10 stuff, because at that point, it's the same for everybody. If you have Windows 11, they added one more step of security before you can do the stuff that you could do directly in Windows 10. So let me show you that. All right, first you got to go into Start, Settings, Accounts, Sign In Options. All right, Start, Settings, Accounts, Sign In Options. And you got to turn off this guy right here that says, for improved security, only allow Windows Hello sign-in for Microsoft accounts on this device. Just turn that off. Okay? Now, what is Windows Hello? Well, it's a new logon technology they got in Windows 11 that allows you to log on with your face, your fingerprint, or a PIN. But you want this computer to log on without a password anyways, so you don't need Windows Hello. Okay? Okay. Now we can go do the same stuff that Windows 10 users can do. All right, what's that? We're going to run netplwiz, which is the user account manager. We're going to uncheck the box that says user must enter a username and password to use this computer. It's then going to ask us for our username and password, type it in, and you're done. All right, so it's start run, or you can go Windows key R to run something. Okay, it's Windows key R or start run to run something. And there it is, netplwiz. Hit OK. This little guy pops up, right? The user accounts manager. And all you got to do is uncheck that box. Users must enter a username and password to use this computer. Now you're saying you don't need a password to get in. Okay? hit OK. It's going to want your username and password again. Type that in, which I'm just going to hit cancel. And then when you do that, reboot the computer, and you'll see it'll start up without making you log on. Okay, it's that simple. The only trick for a lot of people, like I said before, is that Windows 11 extra step. You got to turn that Windows Hello stuff off. Okay? So now, great, your computer will just automatically boot and log itself in. Now you got to put your database in your startup folder, which you probably already know how to do if you're running it as a server. But you can also put a shortcut in your startup folder to lock the computer manually. Okay, so basically the server is going to reboot, start up Windows, log you in, run your Access database or whatever other programs you want, and then lock itself. It'd be the same as if you hit Control-Alt-Delete and then space to lock it, which I do when I'm leaving. Now, yes, your computer will lock itself on startup, but anyone that knows the trick that you can hold down the Shift key to bypass the startup folder can still get in. So even though it's locked, it's really just a precaution against your casual, everyday users who aren't necessarily, computer experts. When the computer boots, it'll be like a couple seconds there where you'll see some stuff happening, and then it'll just lock. And to the average observer, they'll see it as a locked computer. If someone even takes the computer and boots it, unless they catch it in that window or know the Shift key trick, they still won't be able to get in. So it's one more little step. If someone comes in your office and sees a locked computer, they might not think twice that they can just reboot it and hold down the Shift key and get in, because usually you can't do that. Again, I'm just a single guy in a home office. I'm not too worried about it. If you have a locked office where you work, great. If security is really a big deal for you, you shouldn't be doing this. You can go get SQL Server and your data will be locked. So how do you create that shortcut to lock your system on startup? Well, there it is right there. Okay, I'll show you how to do it. First, yes, this is PowerPoint. I'm going to copy this to my clipboard. So I want to type it in again. I'll put this text down in the description down below the video so you can go copy and paste it too. Now on your Windows desktop, right-click, and then we're going to go New, and then Shortcut. Okay, what item would you like to create a shortcut for? Paste in what I just gave you. It's C Windows System 32, which is for most systems. If you put Windows in a different folder, you have to change that accordingly. Okay, run DLL32.exe. It's user32.dll, comma, space, LockWorkStation. All right, hit Next, give it a name, LockWorkStation, or whatever you want to call it. Now you got a nice little shortcut. If you double click on that, it will lock your computer. All right, so that's handy. You can launch this thing anytime you want. Where's the best place to put this? In your startup folder. How do you find your startup folder? It used to be nice and simple. They used to give you a link to it right in your My Computer, back in like Windows, NT and stuff like that. Now you got to kind of dig for it. They moved it all around. But there's a command right here, shell startup, that you can use to find your startup folder. So again, Win key R to run, shell, there it is, shell startup, enter. A folder to your startup folder is going to open, right? And mine's under Richard, that's long. C, users, Amicron, app data, roaming, Microsoft, Windows, start. See, they buried it. It used to be nice and easy to get to it. But now, just take this guy, drop it in there. And now when your computer runs, you're going to put your Access database in here too, right? A shortcut to your database. And then the LockWorkStation will run too. So it'll run whatever's in here and lock your computer real quick. And like I said, the average observer will just see a locked computer if they walk into your office. Now, before I get a ton of emails and people posting all kinds of comments, yeah, I know you can run applications as a service in Windows. A service will basically start when the computer starts, when Windows boots, and you don't have to be logged in for it to be running. The downside is you can't see it running. It's running in the background. So if you log on, you still won't see it. Now, with a program like Microsoft Access, you could just run another copy of the database and you'll still be able to see what's going on to the tables and stuff, but you'll have to program your interface accordingly. Me personally, I like having it running where I can see it. If I'm in my office and I'm working, I like to look at it. I unlock that computer when I sit down to work for the day, and I want to be able to see the status, what's going on, how many emails have come in, daily sales, that kind of stuff. So I like to be able to interact with the programs. So I like the method I just showed you. But if you're in a more secure environment, yes, there are options available. There's a link to Microsoft's website where they've got instructions on how to create a user-defined service. If you guys really want to see me walk through that, I can post a comment down below, and if enough people are interested, I'll make a video about it. Now, this also makes you wonder, how do you get access to reboot the computer? Well, in VBA, just issue a shell command and tell it shutdown/R, and that'll make Windows reboot. I have my computer reboot once a day just to keep things running smoothly, right? Restart it and get all that memory fresh. I think I reboot my system every morning at like 5 a.m. That's all. Not very hard to do, and I cover this in my access classes. And yes, one other thing I wanted to make absolutely clear. I know I said that I have my database on a machine that automatically logs in and doesn't require a password and all that. But I also want to make it clear that my database that does all that is literally just for sending emails. It pulls down email signups from my website and some other minor housekeeping tasks. That database doesn't have any secured information in it, like customer information, credit card data, that kind of stuff. That's all in my SQL Server database, which is tightly secured. And you cannot get into that database without my username and password. And I'm the only one with the username and password. So no one can get into my stuff. If there is ever a data breach, if someone steals my laptop, all they're going to get is your email addresses. So, okay, sorry. Oh, and they might get a list of what customers have what classes. Okay, sorry. Again, not secured information. But yes, if you are worried about security, SQL Server is the way to go. I've got classes on that too. I'll put a link down below to everything that I mentioned in today's video. But there you go. There's your fast tip for today. That's how to get Windows to automatically log in and lock itself. And I hope this helps someone. I hope you learned something. And I'll see you next time. If you want me to post more videos about Microsoft Windows, be sure to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and post a comment down below. Let me know that you want more Windows videos. About 90% of what I teach is Microsoft Access database design, but I love teaching Windows, Word, Excel, lots of other topics too. Of course, the squeaky wheel gets the grease, so if you want more Windows training, make some noise.